Happy weekend, Kipsters. I'm going to go over the 7 questions that we did on Friday more in depth so that you can always review it and get better. You might want to pull out the practice quiz volume part 2 quiz so that you know what's going on. I wanted to clarify some stuff about the mathematics chart. The first thing I want to say is anytime you see big B in the mathematics chart, it's talking about one of these formulas. So for instance, this might be big B, or this, or this, or this, depending on what shape is the base. Normally, we've been so used to using the circle formula because we've been dealing with cylinders, and cones, because they have circular bases. We really haven't dealt with trapezoidal prisms or rectangular or triangular prisms, but we will soon. Let's go ahead and start with the first one, the volume of a cone. The volume of a cone is 51 pi inches cubed. And what is the volume of a cylinder that has the same base and the same height? So if we look at a cone, that's the beautifulest cone I've ever seen, and a cylinder, we know the relationship to get to a cone is times 3, and to go back is divided by 3, but a fancier way to say that is times 1/3. So if they tell us that the volume of the cone is 51 pi, then all I have to do is multiply by 3. So 51 times 3 is 153 pi. So given me that one. Okay, volume of a cylinder is 72 pi inches cubed. What is the volume of the cone that has the same base and the same height? Alright, so the same idea applies. We got a cone and we got a cylinder times 3, divide by 3 or times 1/3, your choice. It says the volume is 72 pi. So going backwards, I need to divide by 3. And I get, not 64. What did I do wrong? Oh, 24. It's a 2. So the answer is 24. Alright. Read the statements below about cones. Many people missed this today because they didn't read the word cones. So a cone looks like this. The area of the base is found by area is equal to 2 pi r. If you look at your mathematics chart, you should know that that's circumference. Right? It's mislabeled. It should be a C. The height is found by counting the number of congruent means same bases that are each 1 unit high. It's unfortunate, not all the bases are the same, so we know that's not true at all. It is true for cylinders, but is not true for cones. The area of the base is found by area is equal to little base times height. We know that's the rectangle area, so we know that's not true. And the area of the base is found by pi r squared. That is true. So the answer is 4 only. Alright, the volume of a cylinder is approximately 1,846.32 cubic meters. The height of a cylinder is 12 meters. What is the radius of the cylinder? So they tell me that the volume is this, and they tell me that the height is this, and they ask me what the radius is. So what I need to do is I need to use my formula for volume of a cylinder, which is V is equal to big base times height. Notice it's not 1/3. Right? What is my big base? Well, my big base is a circle, and the circle is pi r squared times height. So volume is equal to, start over. We know that if we put in the volume, it'll be 1846.32. We got pi. They didn't tell us radius, and they told us height was 12. Okay, we need to isolate, I'm going to say that one more time, we need to isolate the r squared by dividing out everything that is right next to it. So the pi is canceled out and the 12 is canceled out. I'm telling you, if you don't automatically put parentheses right there, you're going to get the question wrong because you'll put it wrong in the calculator. And I'd choose to probably put this in the Google calculator because it's very hard for the one in the Chromebook to really do what it needs to do. So use the Chromebook. The Google calculator. When you find that out, r squared is equal to 49. And because it's r squared, we have to find r. We have to ask ourselves, what squared gives me 49, which is 7? So the radius is equal to 7. All right, question number 5. The cone with a radius of 4 inches has a volume of approximately 1,048 cubic inches. What is the height of the cone? All right, so the cone has a volume of V is equal to 1/3 big base, area of base times height. They tell us that the area of the base is a circle, so that's pi r squared times height. So V is equal to 1/3. Oops, I did it again. So V is equal to 100.48 equals 1/3 pi. Radius is 4 squared times height. We don't know the height. So what I'm going to do is I have to isolate the h. So I need to divide by 1/3 pi, and 4 squared is 16. 1/3 pi times 16. Remember, you have to put parentheses around that first. Those cancel out. Also, I have to put parentheses around the fraction. When you put this in the calculator correctly, you're going to end up getting 6. Next, I got the circumference of a great circle of a sphere is 24 pi inches. What is the volume of the sphere? So when I look at my formula chart, the volume formula is V is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. When I look at my formula, it does not ever tell me what the radius is. So I need to go ahead and figure out what the radius actually is. But they do tell me the circumference. So circumference, they say, is 24 pi. I taught you a long time ago about RDC. We get from C to D by dividing by pi. So 24 pi divided by pi is 24. And 24 divided by 2 is 12. So we got V is equal to 4/3 pi. Now we know our radius is 12. I end up putting that in the calculator and getting V is equal to 7234.56 inches squared. All right, last one. Stay with me. The area of the base, that's interesting. The area of the base is large B, and large B is equal to 25 pi inches cubed, or squared. It says the height of the cone is 15 inches. The volume of a cone is 1/3 base times height. So volume is equal to 1/3. We already know big base is 25 pi. And the height is 15. So V is equal to, putting that in the calculator, I end up getting 392.5 inches cubed, and I get B. It's probably important to watch this multiple times if you don't understand something. You can always respond to questions right now. Have a good day, Kipsters.